Why do atheists usually blame religious people?
You may have encountered some atheists who blame religious people. I don't know what these atheists are blaming religious people for, but not all atheists are alike. If you know an atheist who blames religious people for something unfairly, you should ask that person why he or she chooses to do so.
Who created the universe? As we know, there are some theories that say the interaction between energy and matter is the origin of the universe. Energy produced matter and matter produced energy, and so on and so forth. Then who created energy, and who created matter, and which one of them was created before the other?
I do not believe that the universe was created by anyone. I understand the Big Bang Theory poorly, and won't try to speak on it, but there is a wealth of knowledge concerning it online and in books, and looking to that storehouse of information will surely help you find answers to these questions.
Why is the design of creation very complicated? Why is the natural world far more complicated than anything humanity can create?
I disagree that the natural world in general is more complicated than anything humans can build. You invoke the argument from complexity, implying that the natural world is so complex that it must have been designed. In embracing this, you embrace the belief that nothing as complex as the universe could have arisen on its own. You must then answer who created God. Any being capable of creating a universe must be complex. If complex things must have a designer, then what or who designed God? Lastly, the complexity of the universe does nothing to tell us which of the many countless gods humans worship might have been the one to design it.
What's the purpose of life? Why are you alive?
Life itself has no ultimate purpose. It could be said that the aim of life is to replicate or reproduce. It is probably a mistake to refer to life as a singular thing with goals or plans. What I want to achieve in my life is mine alone to determine.
Why does humanity have a desire to worship someone? Why is there such a universal religious sense within humanity?
Not all humans have a desire to worship someone. I do not have that desire. As I have said before, it may be that religion is the byproduct of an otherwise beneficial tendency in humans which arose, as everything, through Darwinian processes, for example, the tendency of children to believe whatever their parents say. The fact that people worship gods is not proof that gods exist any more than the fact that people look over their shoulders in the dark is proof that anything is necessarily there for them to see.
Why were we given minds and intelligence to think that there is a God, or just to live and die?
I don't believe that our intelligence was given to us. I would dislike any god who gave me intelligence intending that I use it primarily to worship him. Our intelligence evolved. We have it because those of our ancestors that had it survived and reproduced more often. That is a very simple explanation and should not be accepted without more searching on your part. I suggest you read The Origin of Species, and there are also many other informative books that will show you how we became the intelligent creatures we are today.
Where does all of the incredibly complex information come from that is stored within DNA? As we know, information doesn't appear by itself. Someone has to put it there.
I'm no geneticist, but I will try to provide a layman's answer to this common question. The information in DNA is there because DNA molecules with less information, or no information, were not as successful at copying themselves, and thus did not proliferate as extensively. This is natural selection, and it is how all life arose. Note that this question also serves to refute something you implied in a previous question. A God who is capable of writing the instructions for every individual strand of DNA in every life form that has ever existed, or ever will exist on the planet cannot be a simple being. He must be inconceivably complex, and, by your logic, he must have been designed.
Why is there a good side in our nature?
It seems as though you are asking where morality comes from, if it does not come from God. This seems to be a very popular question, and it makes me wonder just how many people out there are kept from committing horrible acts only by the fear that an invisible being is watching them. Perhaps you believe that there is a part of human nature that is intrinsically good, or that people have a natural inclination to do the right thing. Such an inclination is most likely influenced by cultural and social factors, as what is right is not the same for everyone in every culture. That said, altruism does occur elsewhere in nature, and is clearly a behavior that arises through natural selection.
Are we responsible for our deeds, or is everyone free to do whatever he wants?
This is a good question. I do believe that people should be held responsible for their actions. My will is my own, certainly, and I'm capable of doing many things that I refuse to do. But my will is not free from causation. It does not arise spontaneously. It is influenced by many different factors, both that I'm aware of and otherwise. So, in response to your question, I believe that we are responsible for our actions. We are free to do whatever we want, but most of us don't, because we understand consequence.
Since atheists rely on the cause, to believe in the existence of something, and since they regard everything must be related to a cause, then who created the cause?
Forgive me if I don't fully understand this question. I do believe that everything has a cause, but I do not believe that everything has the same cause. Individual events have their own causes.